want to see me cry and sob. Aliens that treat her like she's some kind of animal, and he is hell-bent on getting revenge. I'm sorry, what? Fantastic. I had such a good time. Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is day 2 of BOOKMAS. I am so excited. I've been feeling super nervous about BOOKMAS, and I originally wanted to do the full 25 days, but I just got so caught up in having to plan all the videos. So I thought doing 12 days of BOOKMAS leading up to Christmas would be a really fun idea. So I'm really glad that I decided to do it this way because it gave me time to kind of think of video ideas and decide what I wanted to do for BOOKMAS. If you haven't seen day 1 of BOOKMAS yet, I did a whole weekend reading vlog. I'll have that up here so you can click on it and take a look at that video. But I did kind of want to catch you guys up to speed and tell you the books that I have read for the past 2 months. I think I have in total maybe 14, 15, I don't know, around there. But I'm going to go through them and talk to you guys a little bit about them. So we're going to start in October. I started my month out really good. I read the final book in the Edge of Darkness trilogy, which was Restitution by Lee Rivers. It was amazing. If you haven't already seen the whole vlog that I did of the entire Edge of Darkness trilogy, you absolutely have to if you want to see me cry and sob, because I was a mess. I cried, I think, through every book. It was so amazing. I loved it. That entire series is on my God tier list now, and that's saying something because I don't have many books on my God tier list at all. I'm very picky when it comes to that, but this series has such a special place in my heart. I absolutely love it. If you love dark romance and you haven't read this trilogy already, you absolutely should. The story follows Cade and Stacy and their journey of how they ended up together when they were a bit younger, around 18, how they ended up splitting up, 2 years goes by, and now they hate each other. And their whole journey finding their way back to each other while dealing with some seriously fucked up situations, and their lives are anything but simple. If you don't already know about this series, I would be surprised. I feel like everybody and their mother has heard about this, and for good reason. It was fantastic. I gave every single book 5 stars. I ate this up. If you haven't already read it, you really should, especially if you are an avid reader of dark romance. So it is safe to say that I started off my October very well. I feel like the way that the book concluded really wrapped everything up so nicely for all the characters, yet you still want to know about the side characters and how they got to where they were, how they got to where they end up, and all of that. And I really hope, and I'm pretty sure that we are going to get other books within this world that I'm very excited about. I did not read I think it's the Web of Silence duet. I didn't read that yet, and I know that is going to play a part in future books or something is what I heard. Maybe, possibly, ? I don't know. But I do want to read that. Then I dove into a bunch of Halloween novellas, and I'm going to go through them quickly because I read mainly Halloween novellas and I had a good time. Okay, I started off with Hot for Slayer by Ali Hazelwood. That is a very short vampire Halloween novella. It was really good. I'm not going to tell you too much about it because it was, I think, 80 pages or something like that. But this is one of those books where I feel like I absolutely would have loved to get a longer book of this. It was so cute. This one revolves around a vampire and a vampire slayer and how they end up together, basically. It's so cute. Ali Hazelwood, I think I've read Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, and that was such an amazing book. So I wasn't surprised when I really enjoyed this one, but it was so good. And then I read My Boyfriends Are All Monsters by Kimberly Lemming. This book, as well as the next one that I read, are all within a collection. This one was really good. This one I wasn't as crazy about as I was Hot for Slayer. I think this one is even shorter. I want to say this one was 30 something pages. I could be a little off there, but I think it was around there, so it was so short. So this one is a little bit hard to explain, especially without spoiling most of the story, because this one is extremely short. But this one does follow a woman who, you know what, I can't even tell you because I don't know how it's very short. It's very short. You're just gonna have to go into this one. If you like a monster romance, I feel like you could be interested in this one. And then I read Space Vampire by Ruby Dixon. Oh wow, this was so good. This was another one that I really wish was a full-length novel. I love this one. This one follows our FMC who was basically abducted by aliens and is on this spaceship and is treated like a pet. And she's been through, I think, a couple owners. Aliens that treat her like she's some kind of animal, and she is stuck on the spaceship when things start going crazy. Everybody's kind of worried, alarms are blaring, she's confused, doesn't know what's happening. Next thing you know, she's alone on this spaceship. Yeah, they jumped ship, they abandoned her, and she is left alone with some kind of monster that had these aliens that held her captive, so scared that they had to abandon everything. They left everything, they dropped everything and dipped, and she's stuck with it. And little does she know that they would develop a connection because they want to get off this ship too before the aliens come back to get them, okay? They are both like, yeah, we need to find a way out of here. And she ends up figuring out that he's basically a vampire, which is pretty cool. But I love this one. I thought it was really cute. This one, again, was super, super short. And then I read the craziest Halloween novella. It is a dark romance. No, it is not a dark romance. I'm lying. It is a horror erotica or something like that. Yeah, so this is like a horror erotica. This was Come Out Wherever You Are by Harley Beck. And I mentioned on TikTok that this was the second time I read a book by Harley Beck. The first time I was like, oh, I'm terrified. I'm scared. I'm a little spooked. Okay. First of all, Harley Beck has really good writing. The first book that I read by her was really good, but also really fucked up. This one, same thing. So good. I really enjoyed the writing. I enjoyed the story. The story was so interesting and was like literally a total mindfuck. I was like, what is happening? What just this left me questioning absolutely everything. I devoured this in one sitting. It was so good. I actually didn't rate this technically, but I'm giving it 5 stars because it was that good. It was so crazy. The twists were... So this book follows our FMC who is driving her and her friend home, and they are both under the influence when all of a sudden the star quarterback is in front of their car when they're driving, and it's raining. Everything happens so fast, and they hit him, right? So they get out the car only to realize that he is no longer with us. Yeah. Instead of calling the police, letting them know what happened, instead they're worried about what this will do to their reputation. They're worried about, oh my gosh, is this going to affect me getting into college? This is going to stick with me forever. So instead, our FMC's friend calls her dad, and they basically cover it up. And a whole year goes by, and let's just say the guy that they thought was dead shows up at their school alive after everyone thought they were gone, and he is hell-bent on getting revenge, and our FMC just so happens to be his only target. This was a mindfuck. It was so good, so dark, so twisted, spicy, but insane. If you like a horror erotica, if you like a story with heavy horror elements, I would recommend this. It was phenomenal, just extremely dark. Speaking of really crazy stories, I also read No Way Out. This one's by Santana Knox. This one was really good as well. I feel like this is one of those stories that I don't really know how to describe without giving away some spoilers. So all I'm going to say is that this one is about our FMC who kind of has a thing for her professor. Her professor kind of has a thing for her. And they go into this corn maze, right? Things get really, really crazy when bodies start dropping. Yeah. And that's all I'm going to say. If you like horror romance, I think this is the kind of book that you should go into blind if you know you don't have any triggers. I'm going to say it again. If you know you don't have any triggers, then I think this is a book that you should go into blind because it was so good. I had such a fun time with it. If you have triggers, please look up the book. Please check your triggers. Let's be safe readers, okay? But this one was really good. And I didn't rate this at the time, but I'm going to say this one's probably like a 4.5 star. Then I read a really fun novella. This one was Midnight Mischief. This was by Layla Andrews. This one was good. This one I think was also like 30-something pages. Our FMC's parents throw a Halloween party every year, and she ends up meeting someone at this Halloween party, and they have a fun, spicy night together, and that's all I'm going to say on that. It was a little bit crazy, a little bit kinky, but it was a really fun read. This one felt much more lighthearted than the others, still intense and spicy, but it was also just really enjoyable. I did really like this one. And this one is a part of a series, so this is book 1, and I believe there is a holiday novella about the same 2 characters, and then another, I think, summertime or springtime novella about them. So that's really exciting. I did really enjoy this one. I can't wait to read the holiday one. Hopefully I'll be reading it soon, but I definitely do recommend this one. And I give this one like 4 stars. I did a Halloween weekend reading vlog with a bunch of these novellas in them, so I do have my notes here. Then I read Trapped by Shay Sanders. This one was good. This one was really good. This one is I think, horror erotica. It is not a romance. This one does not have an HEA. This one revolves around our FMC. Her name is Phoenix. She hates Halloween. Halloween is not her day. She does not like the holiday. She thinks there's nothing good about it. She's just not about it, right? She ends up meeting this guy. Well, she kind of runs into him on the street, and she kind of gets a weird vibe from him, but later she ends up, her and her friend go to this like Halloween party / I think scavenger hunt, and she ends up seeing that guy there as well, and she's like, what the heck, is this guy following me? Things get a little crazy for the rest of the night, and the way that this book ended, had my jaw on the floor. I couldn't have predicted that ending from a mile away. I was like, I'm sorry, what? So many times I was yelling at this woman to stand up. Stand up, girl, stand up. It was good. This was really good. I do recommend this one. This one was also really short. I think this one was like 80 pages. Fantastic. I think I rated this one. And again, this one is not a romance. This one has no HEA. So if you just like a spicy horror, then I think you'd enjoy this. And this one I also rated 4 stars. And then I read Noir Moon by Elliot Rose. This was interesting, okay? This one is a prequel to another book that I did not end up reading the other book yet, but this one was really spicy. So this one revolves around our FMC who gets invited basically to this like Halloween schmex club thing, and her and her friend end up going, and a lot of stuff happens. A lot of stuff happens in this one. This one is a why choose. It's majority spice. And again, this is like a schmex club, so I'm sure you can imagine the things that go on. But I do want to say that this one was interesting. It wasn't my favorite novella, like Halloween novella that I've read. I think I rated this one like a 4-star. While I did enjoy this, I mainly enjoyed it because the spice was very good. You know what I mean? But also keep in mind that when you're reading this, you're probably going to be like, these men, do they even like her? Do these men even like her? Do they actually want to do this with her? Because they are not nice to her. I remember specifically writing in my notes, I wrote, these men, I don't recall them saying a single nice thing to the FMC. Because I don't. I don't. But the way this ended did make me want to check out the next book. I also did read Burn for Jack by Aiden Pierce. This one was really good. I don't actually think I rated this one yet, but I think I'm gonna settle on like a 4.5 star. It was really fun. I had a good time. If you love a monster romance that involves a pumpkin man, then I would recommend this. Yeah, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. You're just gonna have to go into this one. This one is dark though, so check your triggers on this. If you like a monster pumpkin man romance, then check this out. I also did read Trick by Shea Sanders. This was also another good one. This one was very, very short. I don't remember how many pages specifically. I want to say it was like 30 something pages. It was fun. This one is basically about our MMC and FMC. They go on a blind date, and yeah, that's all I can say because it's that short, and literally even the blurb does not say much. So I just recommend going into this one blind. It was really cute. I did give this one 4 stars. I do want to check out more by Shea Sanders because so far the 2 novellas that I've read, fantastic. I had such a good time. And then I read my favorite Halloween novella, I think overall, which was Slash by Talia Sanchez. This was so good. I can't even describe how much I loved this novella. So this one revolves around our FMC Sadie. Sadie wants to be the final girl. She is convinced that she would make it till the end of like a slasher film. She is convinced that she would not make all the stupid decisions that other people do make in movies, and she's like, yeah, I would definitely make it to the end. So there's this like haunted house attraction that kind of gives escape room vibes, but you go in and essentially it's called Final Girl. Your whole objective is to be the last one standing out of this haunted house, right? The scare actors are allowed to grab you and they're allowed to pull you away, and you get these like wristbands that when the scare actor comes and they scare you, they scan your wrist bracelet, meaning that you're out. Okay, so you have to run away from the scare actors, and apparently it's supposed to be very realistic and very scary, and her and her friend end up going in, but you have to go in groups. So they get paired up with a bunch of like jocks that they're like, ugh, but whatever, right? Now, before Sadie goes into this like haunted house attraction, she ends up seeing this guy in a silver mask kind of across the parking lot area, and she's looking at him and he has a knife in his hand, and she's like, wow, this scare actor is really like committed to the bit. He is committed to his role. Okay, he's like looking at Sadie and Sadie's looking at him, and there's a vibe. Okay, there's kind of a vibe. He kind of notices that the jocks are being a little rowdy. They kind of push Sadie over, and while Sadie is ready to, my girl, she's tough, she's ready to throw a punch, okay, but she's like, you know what, let me calm down, let me relax. She looks over at Silver Mask. Silver Mask is no longer looking at her. He's looking at the jocks. Their turn comes up and they are about to walk in. She looks over at Silver Mask and he kind of gives her a head nod like, I'll see you in there. And see you in there he does. He does, and it is good. Okay, things start feeling extremely realistic when they're in there. They're being chased by this guy in a silver mask, and they're like, wow, he's taking his job super seriously. Like, it really feels like everybody that's getting captured is dying. This is so crazy. No, like, wow, I'm scared. I'm scared for my life. I think this is real. This is insane. Yeah, I'm sure you can imagine what goes on in this novella. But let's just say it's amazing, and we love Silver Mask in this house, okay? I don't care. I could fix him. We love Silver Mask. If the camera angle is a little bit different, that it is because my camera overheated, and then it promptly fell on my head. So yeah, moving on. I was talking about Slash Vitalia Sanchez, but something that I didn't expect and was a pleasant surprise was how many sweet moments that Silver Mask and our FMC Sadie had. I was like, wait, why is he kind of cute? And I shouldn't be thinking he's cute, but why do I think he's cute? Why do I think he's a sweetheart? A little sweetheart, and I love him. This was probably one of my favorite reads of the year, I think, and that's saying a lot, but it was so fun. It was so good. I can't wait to get a physical copy because I did read it on my Kindle. It is on Kindle Unlimited. And then the last day of October, I decided I'm gonna read Cold Sweat by Vera Valentine, and I did in fact read it, and it was definitely a story. It was yeah, it was something. And if you're looking at the cover and you're like, is that a picture of juice? Is that the Kool-Aid Man? Now, legally, that's not the Kool-Aid Man. However, that is in fact a picture of juice. And she did in fact do the picture of juice. She did, yeah. And they are in fact step siblings. So it was definitely a read. I was clutching my pearls a little bit, but it was actually kind of fun. It was kind of fun. I did enjoy it. I did not rate it. I didn't. And I don't know if I'm going to, because I think this was just like a fun read. And usually I will rate nearly everything I read. I don't care what it is. But this one, there's no rating. And I don't know if I am going to put one because I have no idea what I would rate this. Moving on. November. November was such a slow month for me. I think I read one book. No, I'm a liar. On the 16th, I finally picked up a book, and I ended up reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley because I really wanted to watch the movie that had just came out, which I did in fact do a whole vlog of me reading and watching Frankenstein. Oh my gosh, I loved it. It was fantastic. I'm dehydrating. So I did in fact read Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and then I watched the movie. I did do a whole vlog. I filmed it. It was awesome. I will have it somewhere up here if you want to check that out. This was my first classic, and I think it was such a good place to start because it was not only extremely easy to read. I don't know why I have this like idea that all classics are going to be difficult to read for some reason. I read through this easy peasy. It was a breeze. It was so good. I rated this 5 stars. I think this was definitely one of my favorite reads of the year as well. I love this. I had so much fun with it. And then I read 3 holiday novellas technically towards the end of November, which I did already post about. I posted it. If you already saw day 1 of Vlogmas, that was filmed like late November, because I did really want to get at least one vlog that was over the span of like 2-3 days. So I did a weekend reading vlog only reading holiday novellas, and I did get to read 3 of them. Again, if you didn't already see that video, you should. It was really fun. I loved filming it. I loved editing it. So because the video is up, I am gonna tell you what I rated them. Hunted for the Holidays by Low Gold and Drama Day. This one is a dark holiday romance. I felt like it was more of a dark winter romance with a touch of holiday. But this one was really dark. I will say that I did rate this, I think, 3.75 stars. And then I read Set the Record Straight by Hannah Boehm Young. This one was phenomenal. I rated this 4.75 stars. I love this so much. It was sapphic. It was the perfect holiday read in my opinion. Genuinely everything that I could have wanted in a like festive holiday sapphic novella, this had it. I ate this up. I love reading about neurodivergent characters. It always feels very familiar to me. And then I did read Trick Shot. This one was good. If you're looking for a very spicy holiday read and you don't want something that has like a lot of plot to it, but something that is just very, very spicy, then I would definitely recommend this. This was a fun read. It was very spicy. The spice was nice. We had a bisexual MMC and a pansexual MMC, and the story was very body positive. I loved it. And I did mention in my last video that I do always love a book that has plus size representation, especially as a plus size girl myself. So it was really good. I did really enjoy this one. It wasn't something that I was crazy about, probably because I wasn't in the mood for all spice, and that's pretty much what this was. I think I rated this about a 3.75 star. But that brings us to the end of our video. I really hope you guys enjoyed a little sit down video. I know it wasn't a vlog, but don't worry, I do have other vlogs coming. So with that being said, I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!